Welcome back. Tonight we're going to look a little deeper into the parable of the sower, and this time it is the thorns. The seeds that fell among the thorns where they come up, but the weeds choke them out. Now if you look what Jesus says about this, the weeds are troubles of this life. The weeds are things that choke it out, what we have in our life that distracts us from the Word, or will distract other people from the message of God. Now, as Christians, as good Christians, if you will, we have a duty to weed out these things in other people's lives. Now, what are these things? You can be asking yourself. What are things that drown out Christ, whether it be in your life or whether it be in someone else's life? What are prominent worries in this life that drown out Christ? One of them is definitely financial troubles. If you have your mind on your money and your money on your mind, where's your mind with Christ? It's not there. You can't have your mind on Christ if you have your mind on money. Okay, that's why it's the root of all evil is the love of money, is because if you're loving money, it's your idol. And you can't have any idols, so you're loving Christ more, or you're loving money more than you love Christ. There's no way around that. Now, when I think of thorns, I think of weeds, and when I think of weeds, I think of drugs, obviously. That's another huge thing. Why do people go to drugs? It's worries of this life. It's things that distract them from Christ and tear them down and break them down, or if they're just trying to look for an escape, or they're trying to have more fun, or if their life's not fulfilled, whatever it is, weeds pop up and these drugs pop up and they choke out. When you're high, when you're completely blazed, whatever it might be, whatever terminology you want to use, it is very, very difficult to keep your mind on Christ. Now, there are so many things. Basically, to me, what he's saying here is, if it's anything that chokes out Christ, is a thorn. Now, what is an addiction? An addiction is anything you put above Christ. So anything out there, whether it be eating, whether it be lust, whatever it might be, is going to be a thorn if you love that more than you love Christ. If you would do something over worshiping God, if you would do that over worshiping Christ, it's a thorn. And not only you, but people around you, other Christians, non-believers, believers that aren't Christians, whatever it might be. Guess what? We've all got thorns in our lives. And it is our duty as Christians to A, pluck them out of our own lives, and B, to get them out of other people's lives. Now, I'm not saying go around shoving the religion down people's throat. I'm saying go there and actually love them, actually care for them, actually be there for them, so that we can get those weeds out of people's lives and create new soil. Now, if you've ever pulled weeds, now if they've got deep roots, they're hard to get out. If they got thorns, they hurt. If whatever it may be, you might rip your hands pulling weeds. Why? Because pulling weeds hurts. This isn't a cakewalk when you go and you think, oh, I just got to go get some addictions out of people's lives, No, it hurts getting addictions out. It hurts. It's painful. Why do you wear gloves when you weed? It's to protect your hands. What is the direct correlation with that? We have to wear gloves when we go pluck weeds, whether it be in our lives, whether it be in other people's lives. The only way we do that is to know the scriptures, to know why we love each other, to know what love is, to truly know what love is, whether it be protecting, whether it might be to know that love isn't just this whole thing of saying, I love you, I'm going to do anything for you. No, love is a thing that when it needs to be said, when it needs to be done, if it's painful to you, if it's painful to them, but they need to hear it, or if you need to hear it, you do it. That's another whole facet of love. You do it because you love them. It's something that's very important to do. Sometimes love hurts, and that's just how it is. And we have to protect ourselves with knowing when it's going to hurt, when to protect ourselves from the situation, when to put ourselves in the situation, because we have to pull weeds. We are gardeners in this world, and if we don't know that it's going to hurt, it's going to be shocking. It's going to hurt even more if we're not prepared for the pain. But as Christians, we have to know that we go out there and we pluck weeds every day. We have to. How do you do that? You make yourself available. You make sure that they know you're not a goody two-shoes you're a completely, totally righteous person, but you're human too, and that you have faults, and that you have mistakes, and that you're not too good for them, but you care, and you're improving your life, and you want their lives to be improved. This isn't a one-way thing. This isn't, oh, I'm so much better than you, I just want to pluck weeds. No, it could be a thing where I want to help you pluck your weeds, but you got to help me pluck my weeds. When people know that they can help, they are more willing to be helped, whether or not they know it. But if you help them, they will help, or if you allow others to help you, they will allow themselves to be helped. And it's a two-way street. I think we got to remember that. So as you go out, look for thorns. Look for thorns in your own life. Look for thorns in other people's lives, and bring them together and work. And show them Christ by plucking each other's thorns. Show them Christ by putting on the right gloves and protecting them as well as yourselves, but getting those weeds out. It's very important to get this fertile soil. Why? You'll figure it out next week. Thank you. You guys have a great week.